Life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Eat well, live well. I can't teach anyone anything. I can only make them think. It's not what happens to you, it's how you react that matters. I only know that I know nothing. Knowledge begins in wonder. A faithful friend is a soul in two bodies. Ignorance is the seed of all evil. The beginning of wisdom is silence. He who does not know how to be silent does not know how to speak. We are what we eat, but what we eat can help us to be much more than what we are. A healthy body is a guest room for the soul, a sick body is a prison. Happiness lies, first of all, in health. Health and joy naturally engender each other. In order to change, we must be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Make your food your best medicine. Your body is a temple, but only if you treat it as one. Life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you are going to get. Life is a gift, not a right. It is not earned, it is received. Life is what happens while you make other plans. Life is like a mirror, it gives you back what you give it. Life is like a rose, you have to deal with the thorns to enjoy its beauty. Life is like a coin, you can spend it however you want, but only once. Life is like a cup of coffee, it depends on how you prepare it and how you savor it. Health and intellect are the two blessings of life. Time and health are two precious assets that we do not recognize and appreciate until they are depleted. Health is the best gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. Let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. The best and most efficient pharmacy is in the way you take care of yourself. Human beings spend the first half of their lives ruining health and the other half trying to restore it. My own prescription for health is less paperwork and more running barefoot through the grass. From the bitterness of illness, man learns the sweetness of health. Exercise is king. Nutrition is queen. Put them together and you have a kingdom. A person's greatest wealth is his health. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. You only have one body, feed it well and it will return the favor. Our bodies are our gardens, our wills are our gardeners. Your body is the most precious thing you have in life. Take care of it. Knowing how to eat is knowing how to live. Life is like a painting, it needs patience to create something beautiful. Life is like a movie, if you are sad, it will be a drama, if you are happy, it will be a comedy. Life is like a train ride, a short journey full of unexpected stops and exciting adventures. Life is like a guitar, you have to tune it to play the best melodies. Life is like a storm, it can be fierce and destructive, but it can also clear the way for a new beginning. Life is like a flower, each petal is a unique experience that helps us grow and bloom. Life is like a dance, it all depends on how you navigate the obstacles in your path. The worst fight is the one you don't fight. Don't hurt others with what causes pain to yourself. We are more sincere when we are angry than when we are calm. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Wisdom comes to us when we have no more use for it. Reflection is the road to immortality, lack of reflection, the road to death. The best wealth is to be content living with little. Educate children and it will not be necessary to punish men. Give, even if you have but little to give. Measure your desires, weigh your opinions, count your words. The secret of happiness is not always doing what you want, but always wanting what you do. It takes a lifetime to learn to live. Freedom is in being masters of one's own life. Life is not about finding yourself, but about creating yourself. If you want to live long, keep some stale wine and an old friend. The only truth is reality. Immature love says, I love you because I need you. Mature love says, I need you because I love you. First of all, respect yourself. Learn to let go, that is the key to happiness. Love is to feel that the sacred being beats within the loved one. True happiness consists in doing good. Love is only between virtuous people. Every human being is a poet when in love. Everything that is done out of love is done beyond good and evil. There are only two infinite things, the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not so sure about the first one. When you die, you don't know you're dead, you don't suffer for it, but it's hard for the rest. The same thing happens when you're an imbecile. Don't take life too seriously. You won't come out of it alive. I think I have found the missing link between animal and civilized man. It is us. I'm sure the universe is full of intelligent life. You've just been too smart to come here. An expert is someone who explains something simple to you in a confusing way, in such a way that makes you think the confusion is your fault. I usually cook with wine, sometimes I even add it to my food. Life is hard. After all, it kills you. There is only one good, knowledge. There is only one evil, ignorance. Knowledge is power. The man who moves mountains begins by setting aside small stones. Good conscience is the best pillow to sleep on. While fools decide, the intelligent deliberate. Science without religion is lame and religion without science is blind. The philosopher is always on foot. He prefers the staff of experience to the swift chariot of fortune. Military intelligence are two contradictory terms. What we know is a drop of water, what we ignore is the ocean. Knowledge is certain opinion. The unexamined life is not worth living. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we fail it, but that it is too low and we reach it. I think, therefore I am. Freedom is the possibility of isolation. I only know that I know nothing. Man is condemned to be free. Happiness is the feeling that power grows, that a resistance is overcome. Life must be understood backward. But it must be lived forward. The only true voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. There are no facts, only interpretations. Life is what happens to you while you are busy making other plans. It is not the length of life, but the depth of life. Live as if you were going to die tomorrow. Learn as if you will always live. Life is not about finding yourself, but about creating yourself. Life is too important to talk seriously about it. Life is what happens between birth and death, so enjoy it to the fullest. Living is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that's all. Life is a dream from which we wake up when we die. Life is a tragedy when viewed in the foreground, but a comedy in the big picture. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Intuition is the whisper of the soul. Intuition doesn't lie, what lies is your desire for it not to be true. Trust the wisdom of your intuition, it knows the way even when the mind is confused. Intuition is a holistic perception of the context of the situation. Sometimes, the truth needs no explanation, only to be heard through intuition. Intuition is seeing with the soul. Intuition is wisdom formed by experience and knowledge. Do not underestimate the power of your intuition, it can be your most reliable guide in times of uncertainty. When we learn to listen to our intuition, we discover that it always leads us to our truest destiny. Intuition is nature's gift that allows us to foresee danger. The only fear we should have is the fear of not trying. The greatest obstacle to living fully is the fear of the unknown. Embrace uncertainty and discover your true potential. Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from trying. True failure lies in not having tried at all. Fear is the path to the dark side, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. Fear is the greatest enemy of progress. Fear is an illusion, it does not exist outside our mind. Fear is the excuse everyone always finds for not doing what they want to do. Fear is just a sign that you are on the right path to greatness. Don't let it stop you. True knowledge is knowing that you know nothing, but being willing to learn everything. Knowledge is the torch that lights the world. The pursuit of knowledge is the pursuit of self-discovery and universal truth. Knowledge without action is like a book without pages, beautiful on the outside, but empty inside. Knowledge is the investment that pays the best interest. Knowledge is the food of the soul. Knowledge is the sum of what we know and what we do not yet know that we do not know. Knowledge is the key that opens all doors. There is no man so cowardly whom love does not make brave and transform into a hero. There is no one so intelligent that he learns from the experience of others. I cannot teach anyone anything. I can only make them think. To live without philosophizing is, properly speaking, to have one's eyes closed, without ever trying to open them. The least frequent thing in this world is to live. Most people exist, that's all. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Life is not about finding yourself, but about creating yourself. Thinking is easy, acting is difficult, and putting one's thoughts into action is the hardest thing in the world. Happiness is not doing what you want but wanting what you do. Do not hurt others with what causes pain to yourself. The man who moves mountains begins by setting aside small stones. Educate children and it will not be necessary to punish men. Genius men begin great works, hard-working men finish them. True freedom consists in absolute self-mastery. The greatest gift you can give to others is the example of your own life. I have realized that even people who say that everything is predestined and that we can do nothing to change our destiny still look before crossing the street. To live is to be born every moment. Don't waste your time, because life is made of that matter. Do you want to be rich? Then do not strive to increase your goods but to decrease your greed. It is not machines that drive and drag the world, but ideas. Where stillness and meditation reign, there is no place for worries or dissipation. Life must be understood backward. But it must be lived forward. Everyone who enjoys believes that what matters about the tree is the fruit, when in reality it is the seed. Here is the difference between those who create and those who enjoy. In the end, it is not the years in our life that count, but the life in our years. There are 3 phrases that keep us from moving forward: I have to do well, you have to treat me well, and the world should be easy. A good conscience is the best pillow to sleep on. Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. 2 precious stones difficult to differentiate, one false and the other authentic, pride and dignity. I am grateful to all the people who said no to me. Thanks to them I grew up and did everything by myself. Today you will see that not everyone is like you, but remember that we all have something in common: we are human. If you cry because you can't see the sun, tears will prevent you from seeing the stars. Life is a dream, even if sometimes it seems like a nightmare, you can wake up and start again. Remember that you are free to do what you want, but think that everything is lawful but not everything suits you. In the depths of winter, I finally learned that inside me there is an invincible summer. Blaming the other for my failures is a reflection of my lack of maturity. Life is a brief span of time in which we are just passing through. Let's make the most of our life. Nobody gets rid of a habit by throwing it out of the window at once. It is necessary to take it out by the stairs, step by step. Virtue often serves to hide vanity, pride, or intolerance. The will has to begin in accepting others. Poverty does not come from the decrease of riches, but from the multiplication of desires. We always want what we do not have, we always long for what we cannot. Be excited and be happy with what you have, which is not little. Problems and obstacles are the real opportunities and the fastest way to transformation and growth. Every morning when we wake up, we already have our ration of hope. What really matters in life are not the goals we set for ourselves, but the paths we follow to achieve them. Ask yourself if what you are doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. Work as if you don't need the money, love as if you haven't been cheated, and forgive as you would like to be forgiven. Life is 2 days, learn to enjoy it and have a good time and you will feel free. Changing your life means being able to look inside yourself. Overcoming requires coming to terms, turning over a new leaf, and not casting into oblivion. I don't know a sure way to success, but I know a sure way to failure, wanting to please everyone. When others speak, I hear nothing but the squawking of parrots. But when I speak, it always seems like the first time. Each man is the measure of the other, no matter how mad or how presumptuous he is. Wiser is she who knows what she does not know. He is not richer who has the most, but he who needs the least of what he has. To speak is not to communicate. Hearing is not listening. To communicate is to transmit our feelings to whoever is willing to receive them. The only time I was right was the time I thought I was wrong. The secret of health lies in not regretting the past, nor worrying about the future, nor anticipating problems, but living wisely and seriously in the now. There is only one way to hit the nail on the head once, and that is to hit the horseshoe 100 times. Do good and don't look at whom. No one said life would be easy, they only promised it would be worth living. Help me and I will have helped you. Don't do unto others what you don't want them to do unto you. Don't want to have what you want, but want to want what you have. If you take care of yourself, you take care of others. If you take care of others, you take care of yourself. The half of the world that has much to tell, cannot speak, and the other half that has nothing to say, does not know how to be silent. No one knows and understands others if he does not know himself first. Of all the judgments we make throughout our lives, none is as relevant as the one we make about ourselves, because this judgment is the engine of our existence. Wisdom consists in knowing what the next step is, virtue, in carrying it out. Somewhere between the extremes of living a life of vital lies and a life of simple truths lies the best path to survival and sanity. To fight doubt is to reflect the fear of causing ourselves more pain than asking for help. In general, men judge more by the eyes than by intelligence, for all can see, but few understand what they see. If what you are going to say does not overcome silence, you had better be silent. The world has to provide for us all, but not the greed of some. Don't expect things to fix themselves. If you get up earlier, remember, it won't be dawn sooner. Treat a human being as he is and he will remain as he is. Treat him as he can become and he will become what he can become. Honor not with your hatred whom you cannot honor with your love. The wise man is not grieved that men do not know each other, he is grieved that he does not know men. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. When we make demands on each other, we help each other to create harmony, between us and for us. If what you are going to say is not more beautiful than silence, don't say it. It is not the time that has to be free, but the person. Only in this way will the being that lives in you shine in your eyes and in your life. Knowing how to listen is a quality, knowing how to reflect is an art, how to say it is a virtue and a work of awareness. We should not demand that others be as we want them to be, because we ourselves are not what we want to be. Human life is too short to start taking things away from it. The important thing is to add chapters to it. He who can change his thinking can change his destiny. The only one who knows the straight paths is the one who has once wandered along the crooked ones. An attitude of observation towards ourselves is fundamental to achieve well-being. If you live in the past, you can lose the present. If you forget the past, you may lose the future. It will be as bad to fall short in your actions as it will be to go on an adventure. The unhappiness of men comes from the longing to obtain or conserve goods that he believes he is losing. A friend never tells you what you want to hear, he tells you the truth. The truth never harms a cause that is just. The greatest satisfaction is duty done. The good of the many is preferable to the opulence of the few. To know that you do not know is to know. The beginning of the channel of human development is based on communication with himself and the environment. The shame of confessing a mistake makes us commit many others. It is easier to fight for principles than to live by them. Life is very beautiful when one has confidence in oneself. When one listens to oneself, one understands and liberates oneself. In the face of imminent danger, strength is what counts. If you live each moment taking advantage of its possibilities, then you are an intelligent person. The effort is born of the discipline that consists in remembering what one desires. He who takes shelter under a good tree has a good shadow. When you are generous, the how, when and for whom has no limits. Rather than expecting something from life, let us think of what we can offer it. Truth triumphs by itself, lies always need complicity. Changing the way you feel, think and live is possible, but never easy. If you are not going to say anything more interesting than silence, please do not interrupt it. Life is not measured by the times you breathe but by the moments that leave you breathless. Any action motivated by rage is doomed to failure. It is of no use for man to lament the times in which he lives. The only good thing he can do is to try to improve them. To limit your limitations is to limit your capacity. Try hard and you will achieve everything you want for your life. Where there is will, a path opens up. Persevere and do not allow frustration to keep you away from your dreams. Education without freedom is vain. Freedom without education is a danger. If what worries you has a solution, don't worry, and if it doesn't, don't worry either. Be happy today, for you do not know what tomorrow will bring. Respect and understanding, when we apply it to ourselves it makes us feel confident and better. Unity is strength. What does not kill me, makes me stronger. Envy exists only in those people who do not know how to accept the happiness of others. Whoever converses with a kind face, fills the hearts of others with joy. Never forget where you come from and think very well about where you want to go. Everything comes with effort. The intellect seeks, but it is the heart that finds. Beware of the man who talks about putting things in order, because it always means putting things under his control. So much for today's video. Comment 100% to know that you have received all the knowledge from the wise old woman. May wisdom and love guide you in your life. See you next time.